Number one, full marks to poor man's Arteta.
I was waiting for that, Jim. I was waiting for that.
Full marks to him. He destroyed. He destroyed United. He destroyed United. United were bad. United were terrible. And I know we keep talking about all the factors around United, but some of them I think are just the creation of the team itself. Luke Shaw is not a centre back. Please, can we leave centre backs to play centre back positions? I thought he was at fault for at least 2 goals.
Second one especially.
Yeah, second one, he just looked for the ball. He admired the curve.
Yes. And he's the one who gave it away.
Yes. Please, can we just have centre backs play centre back? If I know, and here's the thing. I understand why they dropped Lindelof. Because he was not nice versus Chelsea. He looked bad. Halftime couldn't have gotten there soon enough. So I get that. But even then, I refuse to believe that Varane is that bad.
Yes.
They can't play him. I refuse to believe that Johnny Evans, all that my age mate years of him, cannot play there. Like a smart. No. And then United just lack direction. They lack fluidity. They don't look like they have a game plan. And it's like United are the perfect Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You guys know that book, or you know that character. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They are great one day, they are terrible the other day. This is the same team that played against Chelsea.
Yes.
Then this is the same team that was there last night.
The inconsistency.
You ever watched a football team and you're not sure what is going on? You are like, hata si wajaribu tu. Effort. I agree with Tim Sherwood, who said, I think they gave up. I thought they looked like they gave up. And I know we blame 1,000 other people.
Yeah.
Manager. And the perfect exhibit for manager is poor man's Arteta.
Yeah. Yeah. I felt it that way. Of course, it proves me a bit right for siding with you on Erik ten Hag and what is ahead of him right now, because I have that feeling that Liverpool game probably is the one that gets him sacked. Of course, I think it's 5 years after Jose Mourinho was sacked, and he was sacked after playing Liverpool. So there is that kind of a fate. It's going to come. We get managers. Yeah, and the only let off I had for Erik ten Hag was that he was coming up with ways to win games in the middle of a rut. But this time round, the nature of defeats that you're having are so bad. Yesterday was Brighton's first victory at Old Trafford. I don't know whether you've seen that stat of the home defeats that you've had since Alex Ferguson retired.
Let me give you two.
Wow.
Then you continue. Let me give you two. The last 5 managers at United have suffered more home defeats than Sir Alex Ferguson throughout his career. Okay?
Yes.
And the other one is Bournemouth were the 13th team to win at Old Trafford for the first time since Ferguson left. 13th team to win at Old Trafford for the first time since Fergie left.
Yes.
Now continue.
And there are a lot more other records that now Erik ten Hag has, which are really, really bad for Manchester United. This is the 6th time that Manchester United have lost at home. Inconsistency, yes, is there, and it's part of it, but I also think it's part of the reason why Erik ten Hag is finally going to get sacked on it, because the guys are trying so hard. There of course, some dog performances like we had against Chelsea, but it's clear that this is the nature of Manchester United this season. It didn't get to around 2 seconds yesterday before Luke Shaw gave away the ball, and I think it could have been a penalty only that Onana just shelved away from it, and then you give the ball away for that goal by Dominic Solanke, and you do it again and again and again. I was looking at Erik ten Hag when he was being rained on, and I felt like we can only save him from this. I know there is a feeling that Manchester United don't want to go that route because they fear the compensation that they're going to pay, but it looks like you can't do anything right now. It's the culture is bad at Manchester United right now.
I think you've nailed it, actually. The culture is bad.
Yeah.
Because Mourinho started well, won the Europa League, finished second. Then in the 3rd season, was it? He got sacked.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Same to Louis van Gaal.
Second season.
Good manager, but ended up getting sacked. I think, first of all, the culture, the recruitment process, the whole idea around how we take this team forward is all wrong. So any other manager who is going to come to Manchester United, first season, okay, second season, and then 3rd season, you're chopped off. And I think that's because of the way the management is not ambitious enough.
Yeah.
It's not, you don't have the right people in the right places.
Yeah, that is one way to look at it. Of course, there is that big thing about Manchester United organizationally.
In fact, that is if you solve that, you solve the manager issue.
But I just
I'm not sure, but when you look at yesterday's performance,
you just the manager to do something.
Yes,
like, okay,
yes.
we agree. You
Don't
have
hurt us.
1,000 problems. Oh, they no. But come on. These are your group of players. You've had them for 18 months. What have you been doing for 18 months? Poor man's Arteta has had this team since July, and you can see they've won 4 of their last 5. So it's taken long for it to come through, but now it's coming through. When you look at Ange with Ange Ball, you can see an imprint. When you look at United 18 months later, what's the imprint? What's Ten Hag's imprint? Other than signing Eredivisie players, what's his imprint? What is this he does?
There's that part, Jemo.
So that is
but there's also
now that one.
Forget the
is
bigger
showing.
bit.
So we talk about the
Just
manager.
you as a coach for 18 months, how does your team play? Like, okay, we understand you have problems, or you have poor players, or you are blah 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 blah.
Shut up.
Now, these are your players. What have you been doing with them for 18 months? These players of yours, what is this you did versus Newcastle that then changed versus Chelsea and then changed back versus Bournemouth? This is the same team,
players.
essentially the same starting 11 almost, and they look like complete opposites. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What do you coach? When do you coach? What is it you do?
I think
how can you have those 3 performances in a week?
Yes.
Like
7 days.
like Newcastle,
Yep.
Chelsea, Bournemouth. All those, one was anemic.
Yes.
Newcastle one was anemic.
The worst performance.
Was
I say
anemic.
it. Yeah.
The Chelsea
Then
one
it
was
goes
full of fire and brim and action and energy and intensity and endeavor and hard work. And then yesterday, where guys are just like, what do you want? You want to cross the ball? Please cross it. You want to head? Please head it.
Head it, yeah.
Yo, let's go.
But
How do you do that? What do you work on?
I think it's been there ever since Ferguson left.
No.
When Manchester United comes to
at
play against
every
the big
single
teams.
time, you have seen a manager at least have an. We knew what Lovechild's team was like. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team, we knew, was a counter-attacking side, very good away from home, showed up in most of the big games. Struggled with breaking down small teams. And okay, Jack, you knew the identity. You knew the identity of a Mourinho team. You knew. Heck, you knew what Louis van Gaal's teams were doing. They would pass you to death and bore you to death. Okay, you knew. What do Ten Hag teams do? What's their signature move? What's
For me, that is
signature-
now the main problem. First of all, credit to Bournemouth. I thought they were the better team by a mile. Because every ball they were there. They played like, we want to get these 3 points. We want to win at Old Trafford. They were definitely the better team. As Wokabi has said, Manchester United from last season, they're okay. You could see. I don't know what happened from last season, because the second season, every team, you're supposed to be better from the season previously. This season, we can't tell how they're playing, what style of football they're playing. And a company, that is now the manager's issue. And then now you have players who for some reason look like they could care less. Nobody just cares. And for some reason, I think probably you have these players who probably now sort of want to indirectly down their tools so that they can get the manager sacked.
Of course.
That pattern,
That's what
the
is
same,
happening.
what you were mentioning, the same pattern. But Ten Hag on his end as well is not helping himself.
Yes.
He's not. Tactically,
he makes-
he's not-
and
I
that
he's
even
making it easier
He
for them
makes
to do
such
that.
random decisions. Like, why are you playing Luke Shaw?
And
Like,
that is the exactly
you tell me.
why.
And I understand Varane is old, but come on, he can't do a decent enough job hapo katikati.
Do you know what?
And Harry
Yeah.
Maguire is exhibit A. He was trashed, and he was trashed for a whole season.
Yeah.
Like they would rather play fullbacks than play him. Then all of a sudden, he's the only
And
decent
he's
player
the
they
best-
have now.
their best player
Like
at
at
the
the back.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, but so why can't you do this with the other player? Like, why can't you look at it and why? What's going on?
I actually think Erik Ten Hag made the mistake of not clearing out the squad in the summer. 'Cause
Imagine,
you need to pass a team.
imagine if he's cleared the squad and the 2 players he wanted to clear top of his list were who and who?
Yeah, McTominay
McTominay and
Maguire.
Maguire. The ones who are saving
And
his
they are
bacon now.
saving the
That
team.
was
Yes.
They are the ones who are saving his
Elijah,
bacon now.
Yeah, them.
and still, if he had cleared it out, the players he has brought in, it doesn't look like he knows. He's bringing the players from where he came from. You bring Anthony. Anthony hasn't done anything. For
Here's
them
the
yet.
weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Versus Chelsea was probably Anthony's best display for United.
I think it's
He's
Galatasaray.
diligent.
Against
Even
Galatasaray was the
Galatasaray.
best.
He
Right?
diligent.
Okay.
He tracked back. He went forward. He kept the shape. Now there's a problem when Anthony is your solution. I think there's a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
I think there's a
I
problem
agree,
there.
yeah.
Now everyone loves Amrabat.
I don't.
He's
I have
low,
never.
man.
Me, I
He
love
is-
Amrabat, but I thought he went to
low.
the wrong team.
Damn.
I think he went to the wrong team.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he
well,
has
everybody
come
right now can
probably
look
For me,
back.
from
Amrabat
Liverpool.
is not as good as we think he is.
I think he's decent.
Yeah.
I don't
I
think,
think
he's
he's
as good.
decent.
I don't think he is as good as we think he is. Look at the Moroccan squad that played in the World Cup. Off the top of your head, can you remember anyone who played in that for that team who's playing well right now? The structure in Morocco is very good, and that's why they thrive.
Oh, in
And
that
even in CDR, it's not like he pulled up trees. No, he wasn't that good in for Fiorentina. Although they reached the UEFA Conference League final,
Yeah.
he wasn't outstanding.
Oh yeah,
I-
of course.
you
they-
guys
they-
actually-
Outstanding, but I
you-
think he's decent.
I think you
Not
guys are
for
saying the
Manchester
same
United.
thing.
Not
You are
for
saying the
Manchester
same thing,
United, yeah.
but just in different words. You say he's decent.
decent.
We all agree he's decent.
he plays a part.
Starboy says, "Listen, he's not as good as people think he
Yeah,
is," and
of
I
course
think
he's
that's.
not.
I think there's both of them because you look at him and like,
What
I
are you
think
bringing to Manchester
and
United?
also he likes it when the game is chaotic, like Wednesday's game, which is something I want to ask you guys, by the way, about something I have noticed and we will see. But I just look like United. I feel there's just too many players who are not good enough. Like
Yes,
Yes.
the quality.
if I look, and I know all of you are Nana fans. That team, the only decent players who are left in the team, believe it or not, Harry Maguire. I am so proud of myself for hanging on with that man just because I thought he was unfairly treated.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was unfairly
I'm
treated.
actually now turning into a big fan of
he
him.
puts himself about.
He's changing my mind.
It's just that he's not pretty, he's not Van Dijk, he's not Saliba. You know,
Yeah.
Saliba is all Rolls Royce, you know, control, pass, shimmy. No,
Yeah.
Maguire can't do those things. You saw how Amrabat put him in trouble for that fourth goal that was
Yeah,
cancelled.
was disallowed,
They
yeah.
don't give him problems.
Yes.
Basic.
Yeah, and he also looks low. I'm only surprised that even on his selection that no one has brought up that he started Anthony Martial yesterday. The hugest applause that was at Old Trafford yesterday was when he was substituted off.
Because those of us who watch football gave up on Martial ever realizing his talent.
Yeah.
The other day we realized he's been there for 8 years.
Yes,
Isn't it this season? And we were like,
And then
How?
even the number
Yes.
of goals is
And the number of goals.
17. I know it's 17.
And the amount of money he's being paid.
Do you know the last time he's finished 90 minutes?
3 years ago.
That was in the COVID year, right?
Yeah, 3
Yeah,
years
the
ago.
COVID year.
Yeah.
So
that's why
it doesn't help
and-
Ten Hag at all.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
He made a mistake. Some of these players like Anthony Martial should not be in Manchester United. He should have cleared the squad in the summer. Unfortunately, also the players that he brought. Hoyland hasn't scored a league goal. Mason Mount.
they haven't
What has he
done
done?
Hard work. Hoyland
hard
is
work.
industry. Greatest strength, industry. he presses.
But
He
and what
does.
happened to Van der Beek?
And Anthony's greatest strength,
Yeah, he's still not
industry.
playing.
He
He's not
tracks
playing.
back.
He tracks back, yeah.
Amrabat's greatest industry. What is Mason Mount's greatest strength?
BD.
BD. United just by everyone. BD. Everyone. Casemiro. Same. The United are just sorry. They are a sorry sight, and I agree with you. And the last point, Bruno purposely got himself yellow carded yesterday. I thought.
Yes, he did.
I thought I know that he went looking for it. I could be
He thought
wrong.
I'm just-
He
But that's
knows
how it
what
felt.
is incoming at Anfield.
He thought I'm just
Ah,
not going
najua
to
pale
Anfield.
Anfield
I'm
kidogo
not going
itachemka.
there. I'm not
I
going
thought
back there.
he looked like he went looking for it.
Yeah, I think he's fed up.
Yeah, who knows? You know,
I think he's fed up, and I think the players don't want to play for the manager, and I think the players
they're
want the
doing the
manager.
same.
yeah, it's the same week where Manchester United had to ban 4 journalists for putting out stories about the dressing room not being fine. And Ten Hag didn't mention that maybe there are 2 voices that exist in the locker room. Maybe Bruno Fernandes as well.
And what I read, it's probably one of the players or some of the players who are leaking
Leaking stories.
It's always
outside.
it's always the
Exactly,
player.
exactly.
How else will you know?
Yeah.
It's like that story of, sorry to digress, the Bucks after they lost to the
Yes,
Pacers,
yes.
and the story leaked that Bobby Portis sat
Yeah.
and told the coach, you have to be better, you have to tell us what to do, you are not calling the right plays, we are stuck, we need to be defined. And everyone was like, that doesn't always come out.
No, it doesn't.
Unless someone wants it to come out.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's come back, touch on Liverpool. Then I ask you guys a question about something I think I have observed, which I could be completely wrong. And you know me, I'm more wrong than right. So let's come back, talk about that, then look forward to today's games, because City are playing, Spurs are playing, and then we'll see what goes on. You guys, I told you here that the Spurs would go on a crash. Mkaniambia haupendi Ange ni ngapi sai? How many losses? 4 out of 4.
Yes.
Injury.
They had a draw against City, not 4 consecutive losses.
City just let them go.